Welcome back to the channel. I am Shelby, aka 88 Fox, and today we have some bad news. If you recall, I recently built a motor for this Lincoln Aviator. Well, I got it up and running. Everything was good to go. I did do like emissions delete on all that kind of stuff. So I sent it to the tuner to have him go through it and remove all the extra crap. So while he was tuning it, it started knocking really bad. Started making a bad noise. We had cam sensor faults, all kinds of stuff that just started popping up. And yeah, so he flashed it to get rid of all the emission stuff and everything else, but then I brought it back here. So we're gonna dive in and see if we can figure out what happened. My running theory is that we broke a timing chain. I was silly and didn't use Motorcraft parts. I used a Cloy's timing chain kit, so that could potentially be the failure. Don't really know what else at this moment. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna move all this crap out of the way, and then I'm gonna pull this valve cover and see how the chains look. And then if they look okay, I'm going to pull this valve cover, see how those chains look. So we're gonna start with the valve covers and then go from there. I do have a sneaky suspicion that I did have a chain break, and it's probably sitting down there by the oil pan now. Now the car does run, it does start and drive, but it does sound pretty bad and it's only running on 4 cylinders. So we're just gonna dive into it and see what we can figure out pretty quick. Okay, we got the valve cover off. And as you can see down there, I have a broken bolt where the secondary tensioner goes. There's my tensioner. Bolts have sheared off and chain got damaged as well. So after thinking about it for a little bit, what I assume happened is I never torqued those bolts down. So that's a shame on me part. And we're going to have to pull the front timing plate or cover in order to get to it better and see exactly what else is wrong down there, and also see if we can find those bolts. And I'm gonna remove this chain right here before and then well, I guess I don't have to, but yeah. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this chain, and then I'm going to remove the rocker arms or just let up off the cam itself. And then we're gonna do some bore scoping down in the engine so that we can see if we had any piston to valve contact. I'm hoping we didn't. And if we didn't, then that would be amazing, because that means I can just put a new timing kit on it, put some bolts in, torque them down, paint mark them, and then be done with it. So that's what we're hoping, is that I didn't actually have any piston to valve contact, which, I mean, it only idled for about 30 seconds with that noise going. So it never was like running at like 10 or 6,000 RPMs or anything like that. So with luck, this would just be a timing scenario, and we won't have to pull the head or the whole motor. So we'll see. Well, the first major step is out of the way. I've got full access to everything up front now. Let's see. Kind of hard to see in here because I got some lights all shining weird, but what I should be able to do is just unbolt that power steering pump, kind of set it over to the side, and then do the same thing with the AC unit. Should just be able to kind of set it off on the side. It's right there. I'll have to pull the harmonic balancer off, and then I'm gonna have to pull I think I just have to pull this one pulley off as well as the water pump pulley in order to be able to access all the bolts to get the front timing cover off. And then there's going to be two, I believe two of them at the very bottom that come up from the oil pan up. Might be, yeah, I think it's just two. And so I have to take those off, and then there's just another little bracket right here, and then another little bracket right over here that just need to come off, and then we'll be able to get this whole front cover off. So I wouldn't say it's like just an insane amount of work, but it's definitely more than a little. So I'm used to doing these outside of the car as opposed to being inside the car, but I'm definitely familiar with this process, so I'm not stressing about it too much. All right, progress has been made. We got the full front timing cover off, and everything looks good in here, so no major issues that I'm concerned with up front. So we're gonna go ahead and take the full timing kit off. I'm probably gonna leave the I'll probably leave the secondary on here on the passenger side because it's fine. But we'll take the rest of it off, and then I'm gonna pull the cams out of this side and work on extracting that stud out of there. Once we get that done, I'm gonna start the bore scoping of the actual pistons themselves so that I can see if there's any damage done. So that's what's up next. All right, so those are a couple of the videos, just little minor videos of the bore scoping or endoscoping or whatever you want to call it that I did. I'm not seeing any issues, not seeing any like designated spots where a valve might have been hitting. I know it's kind of hard to see from those angles. I spent a lot more time than just the 10-20 second snips looking in there, couldn't really find anything. Also know it's not the highest quality endoscope, but I think that I'm happy with what I saw. I also looked in between these springs here and looked to see if I could see any play at all or any bend at all. I don't see anything. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and work on getting this thing retimed. So I'm going to go ahead and, actually, first thing I need to do is remove this bolt right here. So I got to extract this stud, and then I'm going to thread through here and make sure that there's no damage to this particular bolt location as well. And then we will work on retiming it. I also put a magnet back down there in the oil pan as far as I could go to see if I could get anything out, like the bolt heads or the bolt that fell out. Couldn't find anything. And then I've also looked in like the tracks here, couldn't find anything. So I don't know, but I am going to drain the oil pan and then fish until I can find something. So that's the goal. So we'll extract this nut, or extract this bolt, double check all the threads, and then start working on putting a new timing kit in this thing. All right, the new timing kit is installed. So we've got our primary and secondary chains. I did torque the secondary tensioner bolts. I had to take all the lash adjusters out and squeeze them out so I could be able to move them in order to be able to get my rocker arms back on. But all the rocker arms are in, everything's torqued down appropriately. 19 inch-pounds on these little cap covers. All of this is good to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So next thing I'm going to get done is I'm going to put this front timing cover on, and then I'm going to be putting the valve covers on, and then we just got to put everything back together, and hopefully this thing will run just fine with no problems. Oh, I did drain the oil. I got a little bit of stuff out of there, but I couldn't find the actual bolts themselves, so I don't know. I did borescope it down below as well. I don't know. I don't know where those bolts ended up going, or if they just completely sheared. There was a bunch of like debris and stuff all over the timing cover, but I cleaned all that off, cleaned all of it out. I don't think it was enough for an entire bolt, but if there is a bolt, it's in the very bottom of the oil pan at least, and I don't think it's going to bother anything. I do need to get a magnetic drain plug so that hopefully if it works its way to the very back, I'll be able to put the drain plug in it and call it a day, or be able to pull it out one day when I'm changing the oil. So I'm not going to dig around anymore for it. I've already done my due diligence, and that is what it is. So we're gonna just go from there. So an update, Jesse came over.
Hi.
And we just kind of started rolling with it and getting everything just knocked out. So didn't have any updates once I got the timing kit on there, but check it out. Everything is in, everything is good. Let's see if we can start it. I do have some kind of grounding issue going on here, but we're not worried about that right now. She runs. Yeah. So sounds pretty good. We still got to put some water in it and run it around a little bit. I'm missing a valve cover bolt. I don't know where the hell that went, but that's the only bolt that I'm missing, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. And yeah, we're just going to put some water in it, double check a couple things, and then we should be able to hopefully take it for a ride. So she's been running and driving for quite a little bit. I ran her quite a bit last night, so this is the first time I'm running her today. She feels good, feels smooth. I got ABS, traction control, and e-brake light on, as well as my advanced track isn't working. This was not working prior to, or this was not working after I replaced the motor, but it was working prior to the original motor replacement. So I either got something unplugged or pinched a wire somewhere or something. I don't know. But we'll get it figured out. So next goal with this is I'm just going to clean everything up, right? And what I mean by that is I got to get this ABS system stuff figured out. Then I have a couple items that need to get replaced. So it needs new brakes, needs new windshield wipers, all the maintenance things. It needs a new throttle cable because I've just got it kind of zip tied into place. A couple things under the hood. I want to rework the vacuum system and a couple of those items. And then she's gonna get ready for you know, as long as everything stays good and smooth, which I'm praying for, we're gonna start building her. And so the goal with this vehicle, as you may know if you've been paying attention to the updates on this one, is we're going to turn this into a base build. So I've got 615s I'm putting in it. I'm gonna do about 30,000 watts. It's gonna be pretty crazy. I've already got everything. I just needed a vehicle to install it in. And so we're here. But yeah, I'm just happy I didn't blow up my motor. That's what I'm really happy about. So we'll take this W right now. We'll get all the little minor stuff fixed on this thing, and we'll enjoy this car. So I'm excited. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you like what I'm doing, or if you don't like what I'm doing, please comment, share, laugh at me, whatever you do, just engage, right? It'd be cool to hit some kind of algorithm or something where I can start getting more views on videos. That'd be cool. Yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that fun stuff. But we got some cool stuff coming. The Courier is so ready, so close to being ready to driving on the streets and doing its chaotic TDI swapped mini truck diesel things. We're gonna be participating in some drag and drives and some other things hopefully this year. You know, we got some car shows and stuff that we're going to go to as well, and then who knows, maybe we can actually get this Aviator up and going in the base world, and that's a whole different kind of group of people that'll be interesting to see. So yeah, until then, peace.